interviews this evening. On the set with me now is Major General Walter Yates, our community commander, and General Yates is going to share some Christmas thoughts with us here on the Christmas Special. Sir, how are you doing?
Great. Glad to be here.
Tell me a little bit about the spirit of Christmas. What does it mean to you?
Well, it's got about three meanings to me. There's a religious meaning right off the top, which is it's the birth of Jesus Christ, which starts the Christian year, starting with the birth, and then Easter, the death, and then the resurrection. Has a community meaning, which is enjoy and live, work with the community. And the other, of course, is a family meaning. And last year we were lucky enough to have most of our children here, but this year we've only got our youngest daughter coming. But we're looking forward to some family time and enjoy the Christmas spirit together.
Would you like to share with us maybe your most memorable Christmas?
I think my most memorable Christmas was last year. It's our first Christmas in Berlin. It was my first Christmas after about 3 or 4 years separation from most of my family, first Christmas back from the desert. So Berlin is a very special place for Christmas. The Christmas markets, the spirit of Christmas seems to be very high in Berlin. I think in retrospect and looking back, my most important and enjoyable Christmases were when my 3 children were between the ages of 1 and 10. Christmas presents and Christmas morning was quite special to us. So I think those also were quite special.
Are there any special traditions, Christmas time in the Yates family?
Absolutely. Ever since my first child was born, I've been reading a Christmas poem to them every year, and that's the night before Christmas. So I've done that for about the last 29 years. And when I was in Vietnam or otherwise deployed, I'd tape it and send it back to them, and they'd listen to it on Christmas Eve. So that's about the most important tradition that we've had in the Yates family.
All right, and tonight on our show we're going to have Connie Edwards from the Nicholson Library read The Night Before Christmas.
Well, I'm sorry I couldn't be here to read it for you. I do a very good job with that, by the way.
I'm sure you do, General. Any quick Christmas message for the men and women of Berlin?
Yes, I would say enjoy your time off. You deserve it. Had a great year. I would say enjoy your family and your friends, because as you look back in 10 or 15 or 20 years, the great memories you're going to have is the family time that you have with your children during Christmas. I'd say enjoy Berlin. Berlin is one of the most outstanding places to spend a Christmas. I would say be safe, don't drink too much, and please don't drink and drive.
All right. General Yates, thank you very much for your time, and I want to wish you and your family the very best this holiday season.
And thank you for having me here. Appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Greg Hinkle. I work with USMCA Telephone Branch Durham up at Clay, and I'd like to wish the community and everybody here in Berlin a Merry Christmas.
Hi, hello, my name's Squadron Leader Graham Ward. This is Michael, my son. I work at Tempelhof Air Base, and I'd like to wish a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the Berlin community. Thank you.
I'm Sergeant Blakey of Bravo Company 5th at 502nd, wishing the Berlin community a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Is Colonel Gary Linder. Colonel Linder, the 7350th Air Base Group Commander. Colonel Linder, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How's everything going out at Tempelhof?
We're very busy. Even though we're drawing down, we're a lot of activity going on.
Well, let's get away from business and talk a little bit about the spirit of Christmas. What does Christmas mean to you?
Well, of course, Christmas is, for us, it's family time. And, of course, with a certain religious significance to it. But that sums it up, really, from our standpoint.
Most memorable. Everybody seems to have a certain Christmas that sticks in their mind. What's yours?
Well, there's a couple that pop into mind, but recently, I think 1989 was one for us to remember. We had just gone through 3 of our family members had gone through operations, 2 sports injuries, and just another one. So the house resembles somewhat of almost a hospital environment. But we're really all happy to be there.
All right.
And together.
So the skis weren't good Christmas presents, eh? Any special Christmas traditions for the Linder family?
Well, it's always a family time, and the special tradition that we have is midnight mass, and we've tried to make that every year, since we've had our children.
And now's an opportunity for you, Colonel, to say a few words to the men and women, particularly probably those of the Air Force here in Berlin.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for just the outstanding contributions to the community effort into the Air Force mission as well as the community mission. We think it's a great time to sit back, relax, get into the spirit of Christmas, and have a wonderful New Year.
Colonel, I want to thank you very much for coming by and wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thanks a lot.
The holiday season gives us a much-needed break from our busy schedule of 1992.
It's a time to enjoy the company of family and friends and for celebrating the spirit of Christmas.
Linda and I ask that as you celebrate, you protect yourselves, your family, your loved ones, and fellow community members. If you drink, please do so responsibly and in moderation. Don't drink and drive, have a designated driver, or call a cab.
You are all important to us, and we want you all to start off the new year safe and sound.
So from our home to yours, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Merry Christmas.
And you know what? I mentioned earlier we are trying desperately to get a hold of Santa Claus and get him in here before the program is over. But what we'd like to do right now is to bring up the band leader. Well, speak of, not the devil, but of Santa Claus. St. Nick, I got to tell you something.
Tommy Guerin, how are you, Tommy? I certainly have grown up, Tom. Nice to see you.
Yes, Santa, since you brought me that bow and arrow set so many years ago, I decided to make
remember that, Tom. Very well.
Didn't make it up the chimney fast enough, Santa.
I tried. Sure sped up my Christmas that year.
So what's kept you, Santa? We've been trying to get a hold of you all night.
A lot of good food from the boys and girls, Tom. That's what's kept me.
I've been wondering, though. I've been trying, we had our director on the phone, even on your cellular phone in your sleigh.
That's right.
And we could not get a hold of you. What was the deal?
Well, we were running into some turbulent weather.
Anything to do with what you had to eat earlier?
Well, it could have been, but I'd rather not talk about that.
Okay.
Mrs. Claus would get very upset.
Making that cabbage again.
This is a pretty good Christmas special, Tom.
Were you watching on your Walkman?
Well, we were watching as we were flying over and just happened to pick it up, and I said, we ought to stop down there and visit the folks in Berlin. So here we are.
And we're awful glad you did, aren't we, audience?
Well, it's certainly nice to be here. Have you... this is real close to Christmas here that we're getting ready with the show here. And have you already made your Christmas wish list?
Yes, I have. And I was wondering, did you maybe get a chance to read my letter?
No.
Because I didn't send you one. I put it on email. Did you get it?
No, my email wasn't working.
Okay. Well, I did ask for something special this year, and I do hope you let me have it.
What was that, Tom?
Well, I can't really mention it on the air, Santa, but they would ruin the whole
presents, is it, Tom?
It would ruin the whole spirit of Christmas. But anything you would like to say to the boys and girls of Berlin?
Well, we're going to be leaving here right after we get done with the show here, and we're going to be stopping out at
Burger.
No, not Burger King. We'll stop there later. Well, maybe you might be right there, Tom. We might be just stopping by Burger King first.
Looking a little low on fuel there, Santa.
Well, I'm feeling it, too. We're going to stop by Duple and then over to the BB and check out all the boys and girls. And I know all the boys and girls out there have been very good this year. I can't say so much for some of the young folks you got working here at AFN, but then
especially that Hank Manitres.
Hank Manitres. Now, there's a fella who probably could deserve a real good Christmas present. And some of those other folks, that you have working on the air here who do a fine job throughout the year. And I certainly hope they have themselves a good time, and you too. And it's been very nice stopping by here, Tom, to spend a little Christmas time with you. And it's time for me to go back. The reindeer are overparked out there.
Up.
You like that, didn't you?
Overparked.
Overparked.
Santa, has you been into the eggnog, perhaps?
No, Santa hasn't. Not this year, Tom.
Okay. Santa Claus, I want to thank you very much for coming
thanks
by.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
And
find my hand there.
Please check your list again to see if you found what I was
I certainly will.
Okay.
Mind if I sit in with the band?
Go ahead. And this time we really are going to say goodbye and finish out the show. I'm Air Force Sergeant Tom Guerin. For all of us at AFN Berlin and for the AFN Europe Commander, I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and get everybody that was part of the show to come on out here as the band plays and we say goodbye and be safe.